All right, welcome everyone. How's everybody doing? Unfortunately, I'm sorry to have you guys here on this Saturday night under circumstances that probably none of you want to be here. But I do see that there is 9 people in here watching. I appreciate you coming in,
Oh,
and I,
sorry.
I will say hello to some of you that I see here in the chat, which is Wild Edibles. I appreciate you coming and witnessing this unfortunate event that's about to happen within the community. Rem's Family Farm. I'm glad you took the time to come and watch this proceeding because maybe one day you'll find yourself involved in this type of proceeding, Remy. So I appreciate you being here. Of course, we have TN Bushcrafter, Gardening Done All Wrong, has also decided to join us. I'm also glad you're here to watch this proceeding and maybe take notes as to how this works, which is unfortunate that, you know, members have to be here to see how this works. Just doing our best. Hi, how are you? Thank you so much. Lewis, it's the Marshmallow Man. Lark's Homesteadish, Kalen Strain. The Swamp Rat, Cajun Hydroponics, has managed to make it into the building. I appreciate it. Our Cabin in the Woods, Tony, so much appreciate you coming in. Did I say it's the Marshmallow Man? I believe I did. If I didn't, hi, Marshmallow Man. All right, so I appreciate you guys being here, and it's an unfortunate situation. And uh, I did send out a summons for Cindy Squirrel off grid to appear here on this live to unfortunately answer some questions. Well, not answer questions. I mean, there's nothing to answer. Everything is visually seen, very thought out of. That you know, I've had a little bit of time to think about what she's done within the community of the global gardening and homesteading community, and I feel I feel that you know I've come to the right conclusion of what of how to proceed with what is punishable. Um, but she is here, Cindy Squirrel. She is here. At least she showed up because I also summoned Bushcraft Family. That's right. I also summoned him to appear before the marshal because he has a couple of things he needs to answer to as well.
He ought to
So
be ashamed.
he, if he defaults this marshal's chamber, it's just going to get worse for him because trust me, it's just going to get worse for him. Now, I I think I made it clear that it would be to his best interest for Bushcraft family to be here when he is called upon to be here. At least Cindy Squirrel off grid came and she's going to, deal with the consequences like a woman that she is. She's a stand up woman by all means. And she is going to, unfortunately, you know, be handed out the penalties. But nice to see everyone. Little Piece of Heaven Farm. Hi, Cheryl. How are you doing, Cheryl? She's also not too far from this chamber. Her name's all over it, too. So, Robert, do you want to say anything in regards? Oh, I got to say hello to one of my channel members. Red Road Homestead. How are you? Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate it. She is such a well behaved global gardening and homesteading community member. She does a wonderful job. Okay, and we got Sheena D. Hi, Sheena. How are you? That is the Swamp Rat's queen, and only is queen, and only is chubby. Nobody else can call her chubby. All right, Robert. So, do you want to enlighten the chamber and the members that are here of to what as to why we're here? Why is this happening?
Well, we're here because
Oh,
of
give us your opinion. Give us your opinion on what your innocent eyeballs witnessed yesterday.
what I have seen. Um, is is just pure debauchery. I have seen unnatural acts with natural plants, and that's got to be stopped. The compounds that are released within these leaves and roots that send people into uh, let's say less inhibited states of mind. We don't need that in our community. It could lead to many things. There's no telling what it could lead to. I don't even want to think about the darkness that this is introduced in our community. We've gone from root sniffing to leaf sniffing, and now we've seen seed tasting. I'm seeing men out there tasting and sniffing seeds, and I'm seeing men having these reactions, and that is clearly something that we don't need to see. Okay.
And Robert, thank you for the reminder. That's another one that I saw something pretty disturbing today where I, I I can't really make out what the hell happened there, but it sounded like somebody was extremely enjoying themselves, having their bare feet walking all over mint.
Yes. And he involved a puppy.
Yes, yes. I
Now,
found that kind of disturbing as well, which I mean, I can't hold it in this session, but I believe it was T.N. Bushcrafter that did something like that, where he just we'll have to deal with that in a different date of the Marshal's Chamber, but that was pretty disturbing as well. You may carry on, please.
yeah, Marshall Illen is he's got a full docket. You know, I'm sure he's going to have to carry out some kind of investigation, but he's going to have to rewatch that video over. I've seen it once. That's all I could stand of seeing this man out there, letting himself get carried away with the aroma of the crushed leaves, probably soaking the oil in between his little piggies too. You know,
It was
there's some
pretty
things you don't need to see.
no, right. I mean, that was pure molestation of that mint, is what it was.
And and corruption of a perfectly good puppy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. He was encouraging his poor little puppy to, to follow his lead and continue and just molest that patch of mint. I
The most
mean,
innocent of beings on the face of this earth has to be a puppy.
yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. And the most forgiving of any, where, they quickly forget, how quick they forget and are willing to forgive. And his behavior is going to have to be addressed at some point. And
Uh, you may have to address the gardening done all wrong behavior, because um, Although
Yeah,
there's
I
not a
saw
rule.
that. I saw that where he was. That's another one too. That maybe they're on the next docket is T.N. Bushcraft and Gandhi done all wrong, where he took his tongue and absolutely violated a beautiful flower.
Yeah, he was violating.
It-
Thought he was a honeybee out there.
yeah, no, I got to work privately with him. I really do. And I mean, I think I could help him. And so I reached out to him and said, Let's exchange phone numbers and I can help you and counsel you just like I did with the Cajun hydroponics. I worked with them for many years. Oh, look at who's decided to show up. Bushcraft family. Good. This way I didn't have to put up a bench warrant for you. So I'm glad that you showed up um, to the calling, because you are one of the reasons why we're having this Marshall's Chamber segment here today. And you will be coming up in just a little bit. Bushcraft, thank you for not defaulting. I appreciate it. All right.
That,
So,
that's just terrible behavior there. To see the man's having putting seeds in his mouth and tasting them, and
yeah,
that's not right. It's not right.
no, I mean, that's like I said, that's pure seed molestation. I mean, total, abuse of seeds where you put them into your mouth and you're licking them and you're trying to taste them and then you spit them out and then you put them in soil. I mean, poor seeds. They don't stand a chance.
This epidemic is going deep like into our community.
It is. It is. And I do realize that, you know, it, it got started many years ago by simply by growing something with Jeff, um, with the root sniffing and all that stuff. But it appears that now there's a new trend. It's like, before it was cocaine was the drug of choice. Now it's fentanyl. Well, that's what seems to be happening within the community. It's like, okay, root sniffing, we get it. It's not allowed. We get penalized. So now let's go on to sniffing leaves and having glorious moments with them and lick and putting seeds in our mouth so we can. Oh.
Yeah.
You see, Robert, that's why we need to put a stop to this. It's getting out of hand.
Interrupting the natural flow of nature and how we're supposed to enjoy her.
That is correct, Robert. That is totally correct. Sleepless in the Carolinas. How are you? Thank you so much for coming by. Appreciate it. This might be something new to you that you've never seen before, but unfortunately, in the community, I would just like to touch real quick on the format as to why the Marshall's Chamber is happening on a live stream rather than on a video like I normally would do with the black and white and all that stuff. And that's simply because I don't make any money really off live streams. And every time I do the black and white Marshall videos, for some reason, grown adults decide they want to sit their 5, 6, 7-year-old children alongside of them and have them watch the video with them, knowing what's about to happen. and then they get all upset that I yelled. Let's, for sake of a better way of putting it, they get upset. Oh my God, John, you yelled. My children were watching. It's like, well, you should know. It's the marshal. The marshal's going to come out in this video. So this way, if I do it on a live stream, we got 14 people watching. I appreciate it. That's plenty for me. I am perfectly happy with that.
Something has just come up in the chat that I can uniquely address right now.
What's that?
Well, Little Piece of Heaven Farm, probably Cheryl, but could be Theron. I don't know.
No, Jethro was sleeping. It's definitely Cheryl.
Seeds in our mouth. What about peanuts, beans? Those are seeds we all eat. That's right. You're supposed to. It's like right now, I am enjoying a nice little snack of some boiled peanuts, and that's just fine. Boiled peanuts are supposed to be eaten by men and women, right? Everything is cool with that. It's a wonderful thing if it's food related, but don't go molesting seeds that you're going to be putting in the ground and growing them and everything. That's just not cool.
Yeah, I'm molesting a patch of mint with your dirty feet, or taking the poor leaves off of a tree and molesting them for your own pleasures. I mean, come on.
Or making any male ecstatic noises. Okay, that I didn't need to see.
Yeah, that was pretty disturbing. And that was what, TN Bushcrafter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty disturbing.
That's the power of these compounds that y'all releasing.
Right. Okay, so the way the Marshal's Chamber works is, for those of you that might be new here and you don't know who I am the Marshal of the Global Gardening and Homesteading community. Robert here, my colleague, he is the mastermind that makes all of the rules, and he passes them on to me, and I make sure that everybody follows them. With that being said, tonight we have two, it's unfortunate we have two members that have extremely, grossly, under all miscarriage purposes, violated rules within the community that could not be unseen for anytime soon. It was pretty disturbing to see their behavior, and hopefully after tonight's session, this behavior is going to stop, and the community will no longer be doing this. If there is a moderator that would like to post the links to Cindy Squirrel Off Grid's video that is being in question here, please do so. And also drop a link to Bushcraft Family's video in question as to why he's also here when he decided to molest seeds with his mouth. Yeah, very disturbing. Very, very disturbing. So therefore, I have come to a conclusion. I've done my due diligence. I've read over all the rules and regulations, and I've taken, and trust me, there's a lot of them. And I've taken everything into consideration of what I think would be a fair penalty for that person. So with that being said, where should I start? First, before I do that, let me take a quick 1 minute break, guys. 1 minute break. And I think, Robert, would it be fair? We're gonna start with Cindy Squirrel. She's gonna be the first one that we're gonna start with. And and I hope she takes it well, but I have to do my job as the marshal, so I hope everybody in the chat understands that I have to do what I have to do. So let me take a 1 minute quick break and I'll be right back.
Yeah, Cindy Squirrel off grid. You have definitely got to come down on her hard because she is the first victim and perpetrator of this scourge on our community. This leaf sniffing can't go unpunished. It's leading to everything. Men and women, blossom tasting, seed tasting. Now, bushcraft did the seed tasting, but you're going to have to come down really hard on her, especially because she's on your team. The world is not ready to see this kind of behavior. It is not. In bushcraft, I'm just ashamed of you. And a TN bushcrafter, I'm ashamed of you. What I saw. You got to get the first people, make them an example. That's what you got to do, John. Glad to see everybody. I see Ragnarok Prepper come in. Ragnarok Homesteading and Outdoor Adventures come in. Glad to see you, brother. Let's see who else came in to witness these proceedings tonight. Hadn't been called out. Are you back?
I am back.
Okay.
Don't you see me here?
Seem like you're doing that enough times.
Storms, Radios, and Cats. Barry Berry. Thank you so much. Jalapeno on the stick, si senor. Thank you for coming by, sir. I appreciate it. Hopefully you can. I'm glad you're here to witness this proceeding, and perhaps you learned something of how this is going to work, and it doesn't have to relate to you anytime soon. So, with that being said, please give me 5 minutes to read out the violations that Cindy Squirrel has imposed upon the global gardening and homesteading community, and then I will impose my utmost fairest judgment possible and punishment that I see liable within the rules that are created. So, and Robert, at any point, you have the right to object, or you have the right, or you just don't object, but you have the right to object to what it is that I impose as what I believe at this point is a fair punishment for Cindy Squirrel off grid. So her violation was, I felt when I watched the video, I had a little bit of sympathy where, she just came off of winter, and I take that into consideration. Winter can be a very hard, emotional thing upon our souls internally, whether we like to admit it or not. I mean, I can believe that most of us enjoy the beginning of winter, but it gets to a certain point where it just gets to us. And I believe that, she was feeling the effects of that. And also the fact that, her husband, was not home. and she feels kind of lonely and all that stuff. And for, she felt the need that the only thing she could turn to, for her pleasures was sniffing, like extreme sniffing of the leaves of a lime tree. And she sniffed them pretty hard. And it was, I felt it was a little bit uncalled for, because she didn't just sniff the leaves. She sniffed that leaf.
She went
beyond,
deep like.
Yeah, I'm surprised she didn't deep throat that damn thing.
Calls me the deep
Excuse me,
peanut.
I got a cough.
Oh.
Okay, folks, I'm back. I apologize. I had something got caught up in my throat. So with that being said, it leaves me no choice as the marshal. Is I am going to have to penalize her 200 pounds, but my judgment is, with a 200-pound penalty, given the fact that it is her very first offense, and I truly believe and have faith that she will no longer be an offender of such a thing within the community, I am willing to suspend 150 pounds of that 200-pound penalty. I'm willing to suspend it. So as of right now, I think it's very fair. So as of right now, Cindy Squirrel, you are penalized 50 pounds of your total weight for the year, with 150 pounds suspended over your head, shall you have a future meltdown, and your suspension is going to last throughout the whole year. I think that is very fair. So, Cindy Squirrel, you are on my team, and I would advise you as your captain and as the marshal to, please be understandable that, we need you. We really need you. You matter. And we can't afford to be giving away 200 pounds, because right now we're looking at 50 pounds with 150 suspended. So that's what I'm going to do with Cindy Squirrel. And I think she will learn from this. And I really believe that, she's going to snap out of her addiction, and seek some help. And like I said, Cindy, you can email me, we can talk, and I will be more than happy to assist you in your recovery. I wish you well. Robert, any objections?
Yeah, I got it. I think I might have an objection. Well, all these words that you're saying, you're mispronouncing the words, I'm going soft on my own teammate. Because that's what I'm hearing.
What are you talking about? I'm going soft on my teammate. I just penalized her 200 pounds.
Yeah, but then you took away 150, John.
No, I didn't take away. I suspended 150. I suspended. I didn't take away. I suspended. Big difference. Are you paying attention to the proceedings that's happening here in this chamber?
Maybe you need to explain to everybody what exactly you mean. All right, so she suspended 150 pounds, right? She takes an immediate 50-pound penalty.
Yes,
But then
that
there's
that
150 pounds.
that is effective immediately, a 50-pound penalty, and then there is 150 pounds suspended temporarily, given the fact that she does not violate any longer, because if she violates again, then those 150 pounds will be added to her 50-pound penalty. I think I'm being pretty clear. Do you not understand, Mr. Jedi, how the
I
Marshal's
wanted,
Chamber works?
I'm just wanting to make sure. I would have preferred she
Okay,
take
I
the
think
full 200 pounds and threats of another one if she does it again.
well, it's in her best interest. See that see, by me suspending 150 means that if she does it again, she already knows that there's going to be a 150 added to her 50. So because she is a first time offender, I have to take into consideration and give her the benefit of the doubt of her rehabilitation. I have to take that. Okay, I'm all about rehabilitation. If I see someone, a member that has some kind of issue, some kind of problem, a fetish, whatever it may be, I'm willing to work with them. And I think this is a very, very fair penalty for her first offense. Is 50 pounds is to be active immediately, and 150 pounds to be suspended.
I guess that's the difference between me and you. I watched that video so many times. I know exactly what she was doing, and I wouldn't have gone in soft at her like you are. I'd go in hard, and by George, she would know not.
You would go in hard, would you?
I would go into it hard, and she would know not to do it again.
You do
But
know
that's okay. That's you.
But
That's
do
you.
you take excuse me, sir, excuse me, do you take into consideration that she is a teammate of mine?
I am. That's why you going in soft. But okay.
I'm not
All
going
right.
soft. 50 pounds. That's one of the biggest penalties that this chamber has ever imposed on a member.
Yeah, and you can't afford it. You can't afford 50 pounds this year.
No, that is right, because I lost last year. My team lost last year, and I can't afford 50 pounds because last year I only lost by 36. So 50 pounds is a big penalty. So don't tell me it's not a severe enough penalty. With she has 150 hanging over her head.
That does. Yeah, you definitely can't afford to lose 200 pounds this year, John. You cannot afford that. No, you can't afford it.
Yeah, no shit. Excuse me. No kidding. I've looked at your roster, Team Aquarius. I cannot afford to lose 1 pound. Never mind 50 or 200. That's okay, but I will get my team back on track, including Cindy Squirrel. I will get her back on track.
If you don't, she'll be lost.
Oh, no,
She'll
I'm
be
not going to
lost.
lose her. I'm not going to lose her. Trust me. Like I said, I am willing to work with her behind the scenes to give her all the counseling that she absolutely needs to, to whatever. Hey, and, I know this is not on the agenda tonight, Robert, but don't forget that, you got a couple of members of your team, like Bushcraft Family. He's on the agenda tonight. Okay. And
Yeah.
you got that big mouth Rams Family Farm. He was in here earlier in the chat. I don't know if he still is. You got that Canadian Remy there. You need he's gonna get it too. He's got his day coming too. And you got TN Bushcrafter. TN Bushcrafter, where is he? Where's TN Bushcrafter?
He's here. Remy's here.
Is he here?
He is here. Yeah. Gardner Josh is here. That's the one I keep waiting for. He gonna violate all over the place.
Gardner Josh, he nah, man, he's from Oklahoma. Give him a break. Oklahomans don't, what do you call them? Sooners? He's a Sooner. Sooners don't do nothing.
Yeah.
All they do is
They
play.
don't get in trouble
All they
sooner
do is
than
play
later.
with their corn and their billy goats. Bah! He's a Sooner. Oh, there you go. Oh yeah, Canada. Yeah, Canada's gonna show us what you can do. Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna have to put these peanuts down, John. I had to have a snack.
Well,
I had to have a snack. I'm done now. I'll mess around and get choked over here. Oh.
Well, I'm glad we're moving along, and I hope that nobody has any objection to my penalty to Cindy Squirrel off grid. I think it was a very fair penalty, and I certainly hope no one has any objection, which I don't believe that anybody is going to have any objection, if you know what I'm saying. Right, folks? I thought I was very fair. TN Bushcrafter. Yes, TN Bushcrafter. He is a teammate of yours.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
And I saw his behavior, and that's another.
It's funny how you have two teammates that somehow have the name Bush in their name.
Yes, and they are.
They are both pretty disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
go ahead, explain that to the folks.
I don't know. I don't know that I can. I'm seeing men out there doing things that I don't approve of. Not that I approve the women of doing it either. Don't get the wrong idea. But somehow it's a little more tolerable. I don't understand.
You got Bushcraft family and TN Bushcrafter.
Yeah, wow. I'm afraid to go too far into explanations, John. I may go too deep like in explanations. I don't want to violate.
All right, so with the proceedings going, so we already took care of Cindy Squirrel. We took care of her.
I'm cool with it. I understand what you've done there, and I'm
okay. So you have no objections to anything?
No, we can proceed. Okay, good. That's fine. Good. We're keeping a watch on her.
I will. Don't you worry. All right. The next one on the docket is Bushcraft family, and I do believe that Bushcraft family did make his way in here somewhere. Is Bushcraft family in here? He better be. Okay. I'm here to appeal my cause because of the false representation. Sorry, Earl Grow, we know you can't handle the big words. Misrepresentation of what? I saw you do it. The whole community that watched your video, Charles, they saw what you did. You absolutely molested those seeds with your mouth and your tongue. Is what you
violated, dude.
He violated. So, Charles, don't tell me about misrepresentation or I didn't comprehend what it is I saw. It was pretty disturbing, Charles.
Against natural law.
You think you were just gonna do that and I wasn't going to pay attention? Well, I have secret Asians that run around the community looking for violators such as yourself. It was just a matter of time before you violated. I'm surprised it took you this long because me and you have butt heads before in the past because you've been a part of this community for what, 4 years now, Charles? Maybe even 5 or 4 years at least. I've butt heads with you before. So I'm not surprised that here you are in the marshal's chamber. So don't give me that I don't know representation and I don't know this and I don't know that. Don't give me that. You're just making it worse. You are now starting to antagonize me. And trust me, you don't want to antagonize the marshal.
He's been a solid member all this time, and I cannot imagine, what he thought with, allowing himself to stoop to that. He wasn't even sniffing roots. I mean, he went right for the seed.
Well, Robert, here's what I'm gonna do. Look, I am the fairest marshal. I mean, I am the only marshal. I'm the only one on YouTube. It's very unique is that you do what you do for the global gardening and homesteading community. I do what I do. And I have to deal with these people just as well as you have to deal with these great folks. But here's what I'm going to do for the bushcraft. Not only am I going to sentence him today, which would just cause, and it is my obligation to do so as the community marshal, I am also going to nickname him. That's right, Charles. You're going to get a nickname tonight. And I am going to explain it extremely well why you're going to get a nickname tonight. And that nickname suits you so well. But Robert right now is taking he's checking the plumbing. And when he comes back we will begin the next proceeding, which is we're going to deal with the Bushcraft family and we'll address him. And I wish him the best of luck.
I'm back.
You're back already? Mike the Caveman. Thank you, Mike, for coming in. I appreciate it. Darlene's Garden.
Let's say hello to all the witnesses that are here in the court.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Charles, you want the link. You want to address. I'll give you the link. You can come up here and address your case once I read out your sentence. And my sentence is pretty much final, but I will drop you the link once my sentence is read upon your carcass. Okay?
There ain't a whole lot of defense you can offer of this court, Bushcraft family.
Right. I hope you understand that sooner rather than later.
And you're on my team. I think you just did something that caused me trouble.
Okay, so for Bushcraft family, once again, I did my due diligence and I did do a complete study of the rules and violations. And I came to terms with his violation of, by mouth, he is charged by mouth of violating a cucumber seed. And I felt it was pretty disturbing that he dropped down to that level of violation of that seed. And that to me warrants a 200-pound penalty. 200-pound penalty because it involved bodily fluids. It did not involve sniffing, but it did involve bodily fluids, which is pretty disturbing.
Against natural.
Right. So I see it fit to penalize Bushcraft family 200-pound penalty. I see it very fit. And also, he shall be given a new nickname in the community. He shall be given a nickname. And I think it's also fitting because, and also, what I've decided to add on top of the 200-pound penalty, I think it's very fitting because I have dealt with this man before.
200 pounds.
200-pound penalty, yes.
No,
Robert, there was
wait,
saliva involved.
there was saliva involved. Yeah,
That's penetration.
that's,
I'm sorry, Robert, but I mean, do you object? 200
I
pounds.
object. I object to the 200 pounds. My heart
Okay,
says,
let's
hey,
hear.
look, my
Let's
heart
hear.
says 300 pounds. But that,
300.
but,
Okay, I'm listening. Go ahead. 300.
he's been a good member for a long time, and I feel like he could do with less of a sentence, just the way you gave your teammate, the soft treatment there.
She's not just my teammate. She's a member of my channel. Don't forget that.
That's even more so. Well, it looks like Bushcraft Family's a member of your channel too.
Yes, he is.
Looks like you're gonna cause trouble within your channel members and have some kind of division, split you off there, split you up.
Well, look, never mind the channel member thing. That slipped out of my mouth. I wasn't supposed to say that. Never mind.
Now you
Go
better
ahead, continue. What were you saying?
You better put out now. He deserves worse than Cindy Squirrel. Okay, he deserves worse than she got.
Wait, but I'm giving him 200 pounds to stick.
No, you're not suspended. Either. No, not against. No, that's favoritism right there.
That's not favoritism. If anybody, look, I am the marshal.
Maybe
you are here. You can object. You can object all you want, and you shall not talk over the marshal. You can object all you want, okay? And you can go on your community page and have the community go over there to your community page and object to the penalties that I'm imposing here. But at the end of tonight, my penalties are final, unless I can be persuaded otherwise in a respectable manner. And right now, you're not going about it the right way. Trust me. Would you like to continue?
Well, John, I don't want to disrespect your authority.
Thank you.
But I do. I know that your reputation is always in question. And for all of these 29 people in here to see a completely different penalization, whatever, to occur to two different people because they're on opposite teams.
Robert,
I think that'll make you look bad.
Do you take? Let me look at my suspension list from the bet. I got it right here. My suspension list. Are you aware that Bushcraft family, Charles, he has been suspended on numerous occasions and penalized in the past. He is a consistent violator of rules. There's a difference. I take all that into consideration. Cindy Squirrel, the poor woman's up in Canada. She's finally, spring has come. She's all lonely by herself. Poor thing. She doesn't know. She's just happy. Now, Charles, I don't know if he drank some of that bad water from that train wreck in Ohio or something, but he's losing his mind. And he's been losing his mind and going berserk and crazy for the past 4 years that he's been in this community. He's a repeat offender. Thank you. See,
I'm
I
gonna
made my
say,
case.
okay, here's something to think about, John. Okay, maybe somebody slipped him a Bud Light. Okay, and maybe that's why he went where he went and went the way he went. There's got to be something here. This is this is not not 200-pound worthy, but he shouldn't be tasting the seeds. And
It's no, he needs it's 200. I believe I did my due diligence. I did my due diligence on the rule book that you, sir, handed to me.
okay, well,
Okay, I did my due diligence. I looked at every single violation within that rule book that you gave me, and okay, it's 10 pounds for this, it's 5 for this, it's 20 for this, it's 25 for this. And guess what? He violated up to 200 pounds worth of violations by simply putting those seeds in his mouth. That was disturbing.
that was disturbing.
And that's not counting what's his name? Godney done all wrong. He's going to be on a different agenda, but boy, he's not too far behind.
He was stabbing a poor fragrant blossom with his tongue. That's gonna have to. We're gonna have to do something with that. That's just that was weird.
It was disturbing to watch. Yes,
Yeah.
but that's going to be on a different agenda. It cannot be today. Now, getting back to Charles, he's got his 200-pound penalty, and also I want to address a little bit more about bushcraft, where he's going to get his nickname in the Global Guardian homesteading community. So, Charles, if you're still with us, I'm going to explain to you why it is that you get this name. So, the story with Bushcraft family is he seems to have a history. He has great channel, great content on YouTube. And when he wants to, when he really wants to, he's a great, fantastic community member. He does a lot of great stuff. He teaches us the way he does things in his Ohio little backyard pasture and all that stuff, which is fantastic to see. But there's one thing with that Charles is really, really, really good at. Can anyone in the chat guess what's the one thing that Charles is really, really good at? I'll give you 2 seconds. Can somebody guess? No. Excuse me. No, nobody can guess. Well, see, I pay attention to Charles because I watch everything that Charles posts because it's in my best interest to do so. And the one great thing that Charles is good at is he's good at getting strikes. Have you guys ever paid attention to Charles? That's right. The man is really good at getting strikes from YouTube. Every time he opens his mouth, bam, YouTube gives him a strike. He opens his mouth a week later, bam, YouTube gives him a strike. And a strike, and a strike. I've been watching that man get strikes like you wouldn't believe. Robert, am I lying?
No, you're right. I just bless his heart. You got to go there, but go ahead. he
that
has.
just shows you my authenticity of how honest I
Oh.
am. I mean, I pay attention to Bushcraft family very closely.
Yeah.
And that man is one of the biggest strikers in YouTube history. That man just puts that face of his on camera and bam, YouTube strike.
Oh.
Well, no different in the global gardening and homesteading community. It seems apparent to me, Bushcraft, that you're also a repeated striker within this community. That's what you've become. Because like I was telling our comrade here, Robert, about 5 minutes ago, this is not your first time in front of the marshal. You've had quite a few run-ins with me, and you know that as much as I do like to like you, you also get out of hand. And right now, you are striking within the community where you have gotten yourself not only a 200-pound penalty, but also one strike within the community. And therefore, Charles Bushcraft, I've come up with a nickname for you, an official nickname for you, for the community, that the community shall know you by from now on, is you are to be known as the striker. Because that's what you are. You're nothing but a striker. Don't matter what platform you step into, you strike. And Charles, and the global gardening and homesteading community, you're at strike one. Do you understand me? So, striker, be on your best behavior and good luck.
Striker.
Okay. Striker, that's his new nickname in the global gardening and homesteading community. His Bushcraft family is now known as the Striker.
The striker.
Yes, because
the striker,
he's really good at striking.
The striker, you have found yourself deep like in between YT and now Marshall Illen, which is John's new nickname. That's his name, Marshall Illen. You need to watch yourself, because there ain't enough verbal gymnastics that you can do now to stay out of trouble. You may have to be the silent YouTuber here before long. And God bless you. You try so hard to stay out of trouble, but I think they got your name now, and they're after you, brother. And Marshall Illen definitely does.
Okay, Striker, I just dropped the link down for you. See if that works. I'm not too familiar with dropping links. Oh, it did work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you, if you are not familiar with them, but you should be. Let me introduce you to the Striker. Hey, how you doing, Striker? Nice to see you.
Okay, first of all, this whole thing is false claims.
False
Evidently,
claims.
you didn't watch the video.
Yeah, I did watch the video. I saw you. I saw you slurp on those seeds.
No, you didn't.
That was disgusting.
Only thing that you see in that video is my hands.
What are you saying? What are you saying?
You didn't see me do anything.
I saw you put the seeds to your mouth.
Nope.
And put them to your saliva. I saw that.
Nope. It's not on that video. You can go back and look at it and everything. It's not on that video.
Charles, do not make me go back and watch that video again.
I just looked to make sure. And I watched the whole thing.
Can a moderator please go to Bushcraft Family's channel, find that video, and drop the link in the chat, because I want everyone in the community to go and see that video. where he totally salivously molested that seed.
And why do you have to make it sexual? Is that some
What
kind of
else is this? What else is this
is
supposed
that
to
some
be?
kind of fetish with you?
No, I mean,
Well, if okay, say licking a seed, it turns you on or something like that. What would be the penalty of, I don't know, maybe wearing a mankini?
Charles, you take that down immediately right now. Striker, take that down immediately.
I
Charles.
can't find the strike to take it down.
Charles, you're on my team now. Don't cost me pounds, brother. I mean, I'm trying to help you out with the Bud Light defense.
People
Okay,
do
we
not
talked
need
about
to
that.
see that.
Okay, let's look at it this way. If touching a seed to your tongue gets you 200 pounds, what does that wearing a mankini in your garden do to your plants? No wonder you lost.
I was sick. I had heat stroke.
Oh, so it's okay for you.
I was sick.
He was under the effects of heat stroke, Striker.
Come on, Striker. You know, I mean, I was sick. I mean, I could see if you were sick and you were feeling some kind of symptoms of whatever.
But it never took place. You never seen it.
Don't make me go back and
have to
watch
have
that video again.
You have to have video proof.
I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back and I'm going to fully investigate that video from start to finish. And if in fact I do come to the conclusion that you did what I thought you first did when I watched it, I'm going to double your penalty. How's that? Do you stick by that?
Yeah, I just watched it.
Folks, Robert, you heard it here. You heard it here.
Not one time did you see my face with a seed go into my mouth. Not one time.
Folks,
it's a dangerous game you're playing, Charles.
Oh, you can change that name now, Bushcraft Family. You can put the Striker right down there. Because that's what your new name is now, is the Striker. You're pretty good at it.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at bowling.
Really? I would never imagine that.
I won the Ohio State Championship team.
Oh,
yeah.
Good.
That's
for
pretty
you.
good.
I had the
highest,
the highest game for the tournament, that is.
I know. I watched your I do watch your new series that you're doing there, the Porch Time series. I had
to change that though.
No, why? Because of Deep South?
There is a lot of people that say Porch Time, so I can't use Porch Time because
especially Deep South Homestead.
Yeah, Howie. That's the one I was thinking of, but evidently there's others that use it too. So,
well, as soon as I saw yours, I thought of Deep South Homestead, and I'm like, oh,
because
whatever.
I used Morning Talk, and then evidently somebody uses Morning Talk too. So that's when I came up to Gen X.
There's not a whole lot that ain't been used now.
Yeah, Gen X morning show.
Are you sure about your defense that you're offering up here? I'm trying to help you, Charles.
Yeah, I just looked at it.
You'd rather go with what you're talking about than the Bud Light defense. And you think it's solid.
Yeah, like Gardening Warrior Q is saying, will it grow? He is correct, boss. Why, I have reviewed it numerous times, like Cindy's and Rich's. Look, I know what I saw.
All I did when I was reading your little note, it was in my hands. The seeds were in my hands. You see me go into the soil and put 2 seeds in 2 pots.
I'm not saying it was necessarily my seeds. It could have been somebody else's.
They were your seeds. That's the only one I've got secret seed challenge with.
Wow. Got a
Huh.
plot thickening a little bit here.
Okay. Okay.
So-
Well,
John, you might
And-
want to just drop this whole
and I-
case, but I can't.
I did get penalized, not last year, but the year before, for kicking your butt in the biggest peppers.
yeah, because you had to add inches to your big pepper.
No, you subtracted inches away and suspended me.
Yeah, and you still won.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, Striker, I mean, I'm going to really go back, and if I have to, go back and withdraw this penalty, I am that fair type of person. I will go back
Yeah.
and withdraw. But I could have sworn I saw you. I saw
No.
I could have sworn your tongue touched that seed,
No.
which automatically is a violation of.
Okay. When you started the secret seed challenge, you said no root sniffing. You didn't add in no tasting of the seeds or smelling of the seeds.
Charles, I didn't think I had to. I didn't
Well,
think I had
you
to.
can't penalize somebody then add the rule. You have to have a rule first because you can't break something.
I
that
don't
isn't
make the
there.
rules. Are you talking to him then?
Whoever you can't
Hey.
break a rule if there's no rule in place.
Some rules,
You're talking to him, not me. I
No,
don't
no.
make them.
some rules are instant and they're retroactive. They have to be. Now you're on YT, you know about that. They make rules all the time that can affect things that you've done in the past. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's just in the natural order of things on this platform, it's very well the thing to have. We can have retroactive rules, and especially when we're seeing things that are as egregious as this is, the harm that's caused.
So do you have a clause inside your terms of service says that we can change the rules at any time?
No, I reserve the right to change the rules at any time if I need to protect our community.
It
But
has to
let's
be.
not-
It has to be in writing.
Charles, you're talking yourself back into trouble now. All right, you're on my team, and apparently you do have a strong case here, and it
Mhm.
looks like it's going good. I didn't think it had a hope in hell. All right, but you say you're a bowler, and so you've handled John quite well. Well, I can only say that you used to handle those big balls that you use for bowling, because John is crawfishing. He's backing up. All right.
Excuse
good
me.
job to you.
Excuse me.
Let-
I am here.
let's leave it, and not antagonize the man. All right. But I don't need to see any more of what I saw, even if it was implied, even if there's some kind of loophole. I don't need to see that. I only need to see it one time.
You didn't see it though.
Well, I saw
That's-
what I saw just one time, and
That's
that was
the thing.
enough. It was
You didn't
implied.
see it.
I had to go back and rewatch Cindy Squirrel's video many times, but I only needed to see yours once. It was very obvious.
I posted a link in private so you guys can look at it.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, Charles, I mean, I certainly hope. I mean, I'll look at it again, but if you make me look dumb, and
I can't help
and
that.
your tongue actually made contact with that seed, your penalty is going to double.
Oh, that's fine.
But I will
And
investigate.
if you
I
do
will
not see it,
investigate.
you have to then you have to remove the case.
You got to
I
know
will
what
take
you.
it. I will take it. Or you can take your case into appeals court and to
Well, I thought that's
appeal.
what I was doing here, is appealing it.
Well, you're appealing it, yeah, but I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of you just coming up here and all of a sudden think you're going to win your appeal. No, there's going to be further investigation into this matter because you're a continuous perennial striker. That's what you do.
No, I only
Don't
got
tell me no.
penalized.
Don't tell me no. I watch your channel. I follow you.
No,
Every month.
I'm talking
I got a
about
strike.
years
I got a
before. I only, and I didn't get in trouble for because you said that I'd done this before, and I didn't do it before. It was because of my peppers were bigger than your peppers.
Now, why you got to
And-
go make it sexual?
And I did. Oh, that's what I did get in trouble for making a sign
Yeah.
and place it in my garden to keep the deer away.
Yeah. Okay.
It was you and your mankini.
Yeah, which is a no-no. And you had the audacity, but you weren't even on this panel for 5 seconds, and you already had the John Keeney picture alongside of you.
It's been loaded on my OBS for
What's
3
your-
years now.
What else do you do with that John Keeney picture? I don't even want to know.
I scare the deer away.
Don't even want to know. But there's certain things that there's new community members here. They don't need to see or even know about that John Keeney story. Okay.
I'm starting to feel real uncomfortable. Like I'm in between two.
I mean, you got a guy like Barry Berry, jalapeno on the sticks, Storm Radios and Cats. He has no idea anything about the John Keeney stuff. You don't need guys like him because he's already pretty much unstable as it is to learn about the John Keeney stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but anybody can go look at it on your YouTube channel.
No, it's no longer on my YouTube channel. That got eliminated a long time ago.
So you got rid of the biggest hits that you ever got on a video? You got rid of that?
Let's just say it's somewhere in the library somewhere, but we don't need to worry about that. It's so far down, buried in my videos that nobody will ever look for to find it.
Is it as deep like in the history as the choking the chicken video?
Yeah, somewhere way down there where I choked my chicken. Yes, way down there. That was like 4 years ago. I choked my chicken on camera.
Here we are. You're a reformed man, and you're against all this stuff. I'm proud to see it.
Because once I became marshal of the community, along with you, I had to learn responsibility, and I had to, grow up and be like, oh, if I'm going to be, in charge of this amount of people, I have to be responsible myself. So I stopped choking my chicken. All that stuff, then I had a meltdown where I put on a mankini, and it was horrible. I almost got divorced over that, by the way.
And rightly so. But you were suffering.
I was suffering from heat stroke. Yes.
Now,
heat stroke
now
is
I
pretty
feel
bad.
See, now I'm starting to worry for all those new chickens that you've got, because you got a whole flock of chickens up there. Any of them could be choked at any time. So I hope that you are reformed.
I'm doing okay.
Okay.
So Striker, I hope you like your new name. I think it's
Yeah,
very
it's pretty
fitting.
good.
I think it's very fitting for you. Um, you know, and I certainly hope that we get this resolved as soon as possible. I will investigate one more time that video, and I will get back to you via email as soon as possible, and then I will let the community know my final results. But as of right now, no, thank you. I do appreciate you being here to to uphold to your behaviors and your actions, and you've been a true professional. And and we'll see what happens. Because I mean, if there's no penalty for you, then it's a pretty hard hit on Team Will It Grow of having Cindy Squirrel be the only victim here. Um, I mean, this could be a bad Saturday night for Team Will It Grow if you're not, if you win your appeal. But we'll see. But then again, we have TN Bushcrafter. He's going to be on the agenda soon. We have gardening done all wrong. He's going to be on the agenda soon, and he's on Team Aquarius. And we got Always Gardening and Prepping. She is itching and itching to be on the agenda soon, as well as Cheryl, Little Piece of Heaven Farm. She is way
Have you
overdue.
been practicing your fishing?
I don't need to practice fishing. I I
Uh,
think I got it
well,
down.
well, I did send you a little aid to help you with your fishing.
Yeah, I noticed. I know you did. Yeah,
Figure it might help you out a little bit.
yeah. I know you did. Yeah. I mean, what's that? Is that for minnows? Huh. You know, Charles, don't even get me going on the bobbers. Don't even get me going on that. You know that I live 10 minutes from the Atlantic Ocean. I do not use bobbers. I am a fisherman.
You
Fishermen
are a
don't use
bobber.
bobbers.
You are a bobber. A man of war is absolutely a bobber. It is a jellyfish
It's a
that is
deadly
floating.
bobber.
It is an air-filled sack floating on the top of the water
That
with
you want
tentacles
that
in the
it's
water trying to catch a fish.
you want no part of. That's right. It's just a big old sack of air that neither you or you want to have anything to do with because it stings like a bitch.
And the best way to
Am
get
I
rid of it,
lying? Am I lying? Do you
well,
want something to do with the Portuguese man of war?
the
No,
best way
you
to get rid
don't.
of the sting is to piss on it.
Huh?
Yeah.
Where the fuck did you get that remedy? Oh, excuse my language. Where the hell did you get that remedy from? Piss on
It's
it?
true. If you get stung by a jellyfish, one of the best ways is have somebody piss on it. The
I'm
ammonia
gonna
in
have
it
to Google
kills
that.
the sting.
I'm gonna have to Google that. And folks, I do apologize. Um, I'm having some kind of confusion mentally where, excuse the word that I used. That's totally unlike me. I totally apologize for my language. I am so sorry about that.
What kind of lure do you use for fishing, or do you use bait?
Well, it depends what type of fish I'm going for. Some fish are bottom feeders. I use, you know, bait, and some fish are bottom feeders, and I use lures, to skip off the bottom. It depends on the type of fish. Mainly, I fish is a lot of striped bass, and then I have to see if they're either feeding on top or if they're quiet down at the bottom, and just being kind of lazy and waiting for the bait fish or the tide to turn. And I'll go down, I'll throw a lure, a 2-ounce lure, 3-ounce, 4-ounce lure down to them and see if you can get them. But mainly, like striped bass, they're pretty aggressive feeders, and they like the top water strike. So when you're skipping, a lure on the surface, they're very aggressively they strike that. So, but it all
Yeah.
depends on whether it's a slack tide, 30 minutes outgoing tide, 30 minutes incoming tide. A lot has to do with a lot of things. Sometimes, some days they want to feed on the incoming tide, some days they want to feed on the outgoing tide. They're picky, so you have to study them. What do they want? How do they want to eat today? So,
Getting inside details on life as a bobber here. I feel special.
okay, will it grow? Wait till another one of your streams to find out what my penalty is if it will not happen tonight. Kalen Strain, I can't say. I don't know where your penalty. Should you be penalized, Robert? Kalen Strain seems she did some kind of violation. I did watch her last video, and I didn't see any violation.
We'll have to research that and check it out. If she's offering it up,
No,
it
yeah,
must be
she's
something
definitely
there.
making an invitation because Kalen Strain, I did watch your last video, and I didn't see any violation that I could think of. I did not leave a comment. I did not leave a comment. And once again, guys, and also I'm just gonna throw this out there really quick, and I'm gonna fix it. Is one of the reasons why I haven't been leaving comments, even though I am watching your videos, is my keyboard. There's like 5 letters that are all messed up, and if I press them, you guys have had this in the past. You press it, the stupid thing sticks. Is because about 3 weeks ago, I spilled a cup of coffee on my keyboard pad, and it's a disaster. So that's why when I watch your videos, if I don't leave a comment, it's because it's like, okay, well, I'm not even gonna make an attempt at it. Because then I gotta grab my knife and I gotta pluck the key out, and it's like, oh, yeah. So
You
just
You
let
must
you
have had
know.
that coffee loaded down with a bunch of sugar, some
I
sweet
was going to say
cream.
a lot of sugar.
God.
No, it wasn't a lot of sugar. It was 4 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up early, like I'm used to. I usually wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and for some reason I lost balance of the cup, and boom, it went all over the freaking keyboard and desk, and trust me, it was not a good morning.
Mm-hmm.
But Charles, thank you. I appreciate you for being a good sport, and I will do a further investigation into your accusation that you're proclaiming that you did not do what it is you're being accused of doing here, and like you've agreed, if in fact you did do what was told
Yeah.
to me and that I watched,
If
your
you see
penalty
me
will
doing it,
double. Will
if you
double.
see me doing it, it'll be double.
Okay, your penalty will double to 400 pounds. Okay, folks, you heard it.
Now, if you review the video and you see that you didn't see me put a seed in my mouth or anything, then do I get an extra 200 pounds?
No, you don't get extra nothing. If anything, I'll try to find something else in that video that you did wrong.
Well, I did put your seeds in a pot, so
What's wrong with that?
Okay. Hey,
You
I
said-
have got to
you
stop
s-
here. Hold on.
You said
I've got to
not,
do something.
not to
Oh,
put them in a pot because they don't like it.
Oh, that's right. I did say that, didn't I? Oh, you can't follow simple instruction now, can you?
First of all, usually I tell everybody, don't give me anything that vines away because I got a
That is
small
true.
yard
That is true. Yeah.
and I have to plant stuff in pots or raised beds. So
But if you do, but once you figure out what the plant is that I sent you, if you actually grow it out and you look it up, like, oh, okay, I can tame this plant. I can actually control it.
yeah, I had to good thing you sent more because my cats ate the saplings. They're the seedlings.
I mean, what
So
I did send you was crawling, but there is a way to actually prune it and get better production. So
yeah. Well, I've got an idea for it, so
yeah,
I
Well,
just
I
have to
wish you-
replant them again.
well, hopefully
But I'll
you
go
keep
ahead
your
and
cats
drop
away.
down and let you guys have your next victim, I guess.
Once again, Charles,
um,
go ahead, Robert.
sorry, Marshall Illen, if I have interrupted you. Once again, I think that's going to be my new hobby. I think I may have to do that. But Charles, I wish you the best of luck. I'm going to trust you. And we don't even need to see any more of that behavior, okay, out of you, not even implied. If you're found innocent with subsequent things, we don't need to see it. That's all I've got to say. Okay?
Okay.
Do that for me.
Yep.
Lay off the Bud Light.
I don't. I never even drank Bud Light when it wasn't a
All right.
an
Thank-
issue.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we're just saying.
Thank you, Stryker. You've been a wonderful, wonderful guest on the show, and you enjoy your night. And but as of right now, I have not officially suspended any penalties. You are going to bed tonight with a 200-pound penalty and a new nickname. So enjoy.
Okay. You guys
Good
have
night.
fun.
Good night, Stryker.
Striker is
All
a
right.
good name.
Well, he is a striker. I mean,
That's a
I've
manly
never
name.
seen. You like that name, Robert?
I like that name. You gave him a
Yeah,
good
the
name.
striker. Yeah, I think it's very fitting for him, the striker, because I mean, I can't even imagine that the man is even still on YouTube with how many strikes he gets. And
It's
even
amazing.
and he joins a global gardening and homesteading community, and he manages to get strikes on that too.
And the man tries so hard. I'm surprised that his mind and his tongue ain't broke from doing the verbal gymnastics that he has done to stay out of trouble. Oh
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
now,
He's-
John, I don't know what else we've got planned here tonight, but the subject of rules coming out, when they come out,
I think our agenda for tonight is pretty much done where we held out the penalties and they shall stand. What Charles is going to be under review, and that should be at a further future notice whether it stands or not. But yeah, our agenda in this chamber is pretty much adjourned for tonight. So, with that being said, Robert, we can you go ahead, finish what you were saying.
okay, well, the subject of rules coming up and having to make proactive or retroactive rules, and we had to make proactive rules. We had to get ahead of things, and sometimes we got to take care of things that already happened. So maybe I need to pop out rules a little sooner than later, okay? And there's one rule that I had been thinking about that we need to make. Okay. One rule that I need to inject in here, and I need to do it now before it happens. Okay.
Just hold on, Robert. Hold on. Hey, chat, are you listening to what this man right here is saying? He makes the rules, not me. I only impose them. So whatever you're going to hear him say right now, it is my responsibility to listen very closely and to impose those violators of what he's about to say. So then don't come say, oh, John the Marshal, you're mean, you're this. Listen. Go ahead, Robert.
Okay. What we do is we try to, we make gardening videos and homesteading videos about bringing food in to feed your family and teach people how to do that and be more self-sufficient. And it's a wonderful mission. And I hope that we're all doing it and having fun. I think it's a great thing. But part of that is being prepared. That's what we're teaching. We're teaching people to help them be more prepared. And let's say you're out there gardening and you break something like a hoe or a rake or something like that. You can't, get your seeds in the ground. You can't grow your food. It's important to have backups of these things. It's important to be well prepared in many ways. Not just growing a garden. There's also the harvesting.
Hey, Robert, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, because the comment section is saying they can't hear me. Okay, keep going. They're probably just messing with me.
Okay. Ain't no telling. There'll be some static somewhere. But being prepared, to take care of your harvest is very important. So let's just say that somebody has harvested a bunch of produce from their garden and they are looking to preserve it now. They've weighed it and they want to preserve their harvest. It could be a cow they butchered or pigs or chickens. It could be 50 pounds of whatever kind of salad or whatever vegetables, and they're wanting to, say, freeze it or dehydrate it or even freeze dry it, something like that. If you don't maintain your equipment and have backups, then all of that food that you weighed in would go to waste if something like that happened. So I have to make a rule here that says if you've harvested a bunch of weight, say vegetables, meat, or even eggs, maybe if you had like a lot of eggs that you gathered up and you were going to preserve them in some way, that poundage couldn't be counted, if, say, one of your pieces of equipment was broken and you didn't have a backup for that. So, just in case that question is asked, if it comes up, I need to make that rule because being prepared in all kind of ways is very important. It doesn't matter whose team you're on or whose team you were supposed to be on. It doesn't matter if you lost a bunch of something that you were going to weigh. That's too bad. Got to teach people to be prepared. That's all. So if equipment failures cause you problems, you just can't count the weight.
Okay.
That's my rule. Especially, if it were to come up, and be asked of me at any time in the near future through an email or anything like that.
I don't even know how to respond to that comment, TN Bushcrafter. You read that comment, Robert?
Ask again. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know
He
what he's
said,
saying.
if I break a hoe, I've been doing things other than gardening.
Oh, I see that now. I see that now.
You think?
Well, if you break a hole, we don't need to see the video, and we don't need to see your displays of
Yeah,
arousal.
he's gonna be, yeah, TN Bushcrafter. I mean, I'm really gonna have to dig into the rules on the next agenda, and him also with Ghani Done All Wrong, Rich. I mean, I'm really gonna have to dig into the rule book and see what would be a fitting penalty for them, because I mean, it's obvious to the community that has watched their videos that their behavior is unacceptable. Um, and so I have to really think hard about what would be an appropriate penalty for each for each incident that happened. Because I mean, you're talking, one guy is molesting a beautiful flower with his tongue, and one guy is molesting, beautiful mint with his stinky feet. So I mean, it's like two worlds apart. It's like from the top to the bottom. And so I'll have to do my due diligent homework on the rule book, you know, and see where we go from there.
And I had just made a video encouraging people to sniff the blossoms, but he didn't want to do that.
No,
He
he
didn't think it
went
was
further
okay to
than
sniff
that.
it.
He decided he French kissed the living crap out of that thing.
Yeah, he did. He's flicking that tongue all over the blossom and in the leaves too. And that just don't. That's just, it's just a little too much. It's causing. There were a lot
It
of the women.
reminded me. It reminded me back in the late '80s, early '90s, when when you're a teenager, 16, 15, 16 years old, and you're doing that kind of, what do they call that kind of kissing, that you do that nasty stuff with your tongue? What do they call that?
French kissing, something like
What is
that.
it?
French kissing with the tongue. I
Yeah,
don't know.
French kissing. Yeah,
I mean,
French kissing.
let's be
Oh
careful with
my
what we say
God.
here.
That's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it's like, okay.
Wait a minute. There ain't nothing wrong with French kissing. They
Huh?
no problem with that. What?
Are you out of your mind? That is disgusting. It's like, what is wrong with you, Robert? There is everything wrong.
I don't
with
think
French
there's
kissing.
anything wrong with me.
French kissing was like, at the moment, back in the 80s and early 90s, was like a style of rock and roll. Okay, rock and roll. Everybody has long hair. Everybody loves Van Halen and Bon Jovi and Guns N' Roses and all that good old great rock and roll bands. And you sneak the girl behind the cinema, and all of a sudden she's sticking her tongue down your throat, and it's like, ugh. It's like, what are you doing? At the time, it's great. Yeah, it's great. Woohoo! Okay, yeah, I'm 15 years old. I got this girl shoving her tongue down my throat. But then when you get an older man like me, it's like, bitch, you put that tongue inside my mouth, I'm gonna bite it. It's disgusting.
Okay, I've got nothing to say for that, John.
It's repulsive. Robert, don't you dare tell me, a man your age, don't you dare have the testicular fortitude to tell me a man your age would allow a woman to stick her tongue in your mouth at your age.
Well, most of the women I would
Thank
date
you.
that's my age,
Stop it.
they don't
Stop
have
it.
they don't have teeth, so it's kind of what's going to happen anyhow.
Oh God,
You know.
you didn't have to get that freaking personal.
Well, hell, what kind of thing are you doing?
Jesus, Robert, I wasn't asking if they had teeth or not, if they were gumming. I don't care about if they're gumming you or not.
Hey, don't knock the gun.
Jesus.
Don't knock the gun. We need to get away
Robert,
from.
I
what
didn't
a
ask for
problem.
that much information. I was talking about the
We need to
French
move on,
kissing.
John. We need
Okay,
to move
yeah,
on.
let's move on. Let's move on.
I
Robert,
guess you just prefer a woman to just give you a peck on the cheek, right?
no, how about kiss with your lips? What does the tongue have to do? The tongue should be used for two things and two things only. One is to taste food, and the other, I will not say what it's for. It ain't to shove down somebody's throat.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
move
move
on.
along.
Let's move on.
along.
God.
Are we going to be striking out in the gutter and be sitting over there with Stryker?
Well,
Stryker.
you're the one that started talking about gumming. I mean, Jesus, you didn't have to go
Hey.
into that.
You the one that got a problem with tongue when kissing. What's wrong with you? That
It's
Bud Light is
disgusting.
really getting into you.
It's disgusting. It's like it's no different than it's like, oh yeah, here, stick my big toe in your mouth and suck on that. And it's like, what the
Oh,
hell
no,
am I
that's
supposed to do with
nasty.
that?
That's nasty. I know that there's somebody in here on feetfinder.com that might disagree with that, but to me, that I can't go there.
It's
I can't go
repulsive.
there.
Believe it
Going
or
with
not,
your
I believe it or not, when I was in my mid-20s, I went on a date with a certain girl that actually made that suggestion to me. And it's like, you want me to do what?
tastes like bacon.
I thought she was joking. I thought she was joking until she was dead serious. She wanted to stick a freaking toe in my mouth and have me suck on it. And I'm like, huh?
Oh,
What is wrong with you?
mm, mm.
Yeah, that was the last date. That was the last one. But anyway, yeah, we need to move on from that. Yeah, we need to move on.
What are we going to violate now?
We're not violating anything. It's been a very successful Marshall's Chamber. Unfortunately, some pretty harsh penalties had to come down on Cindy's Squirrel Off Grid and also on Bushcraft Family, the striker. And even though his temporarily will be under appeal and under further review, and I will do my due diligence to go back and do all my homework and then finalize or retract my decision accordingly to what I see fit. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I think you went. I think when you watched Stryker's video, you went a little premature.
Well,
That's
you
why
watched it too. You watched it too.
I did, but I'm not the one that made the big ruling on it. But I did have a problem with what was being insinuated. But that's why I watched Cindy Squirrel's video several times to make sure what I was seeing.
Yeah, and you were pretty repulsed about that because I remember you text messaging me after you watched it like four times, and you were pretty appalled. You're like, I can't believe she did that. I remember that.
It stirred me up a little bit.
It did. It did.
Say
it
that.
did.
Yeah.
It's but she'll learn from this. She's a tough woman, and she's a teammate of mine. As her captain, I will stand behind her and give her all the support that she needs to get through this. And I think we'll be fine at the end. I really believe so. So,
If any of the ladies need counseling on this, I am happy to give some of my time to this worthy cause. You know, there's a lot of loneliness out there.
good night, Carla. You have a wonderful night.
But you guys better straighten up. All them guys, y'all man up now and just say no to this addiction that's going around, or you'll find
Yeah,
yourself in violation.
It's seeming that it started with Cindy Squirrel off grid, and it's spreading like rabid throughout the community. The folks just going out of control, where they're just sniffing things and they're licking things, and it's like, and you guys that are here in the live chat, I mean, we're here as your captain's telling you that don't be sniffing roots, don't be sniffing the leaves of your plants. Don't be doing that.
No, go for the blossom. Stick your face deep like in that blossom and have a good time. That's what it's there for.
Yeah, but don't masturbate it with your tongue. Don't do that.
Don't. What are you talking about? Let's not go there, John.
Well, the blossom, if they would like to sniff with their nose, gently sniff with their nose the blossom of a beautiful rose or a flower, sure. But I mean,
Yeah.
don't stick your tongue out of your mouth and start,
No, that's
I mean,
not.
don't do that.
No.
I mean, that's a violation of a wonderful, beautiful creation. For you to be tongue violating it, don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But remember the new rule. If you, for instance, have 22 pounds of eggs that you weighed, and you had some kind of difficulties with your freeze dryer, let's just say as an example. Okay, I'm just pulling something out of air, right? If you had 22 pounds of eggs that you harvested, but let's say you were lucky enough to have a freeze dryer, and it would possibly cost you a few pieces of silver to have to cash in and buy the parts for it or get another one, and you just were too good to do that, then, you just can't officially count your 22 pounds of eggs. Just as an example, just pulling something out of the air. It's important that we get that rule in, just in case somebody else wants to accuse me of making a rule after the fact. So that's all like that.
Cindy Squirrel, the best advice I can give you is look, if you want to talk to me, please feel free to email me, and we can talk. Even if we have to exchange phone numbers, I will be more than delighted and happy to talk to you and counsel you through whatever hard time and addiction you're going through with these plants. I know it's springtime for you. I get it, but I'm here for you. As your captain, I'm here for you. So just know that.
Hold on. I watched that video like 20 times now. Okay. I obviously care about this lady's well-being. I'm offering counseling services over here too. It's not a problem, even though you're not on my team. Okay. But either way, whatever, I need to form a support group for people, for ladies that are suffering with this. It's, we give it all to our community. We give it all, spare no expense, and go the extra mile for our community. And I'm here for you. That's all I'll say. That's all I've got.
Yeah,
That's
we're all
I've got.
here for each other.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, she's got it coming to her soon too. She just doesn't know it yet.
Mm.
Yeah, she's got it coming to her too.
All these people.
Mama Owl. Okay.
Yes, possible violators. Concentrating the fragrances of these leaves, and it going to see it go when you get something up your brain, up your nose, it goes directly to your brain. They're close together, and it has an overwhelming effect on many things, especially apparently inhibitions, and that's not good. It could lead to dancing. It could lead to a lot of things. I could see some of this leading to pregnancies. Okay. So if you're not ready for that, just say no. Just say no to the root sniffing and leaf sniffing and blossom licking and all of this kind of stuff. We've gone very far into the deep like end of this. I don't think I have a whole lot more to offer here with this.
No, I mean, I certainly hope that this chamber here today that we held will send a clear message out to the whole community, where where they will take to heart, where there is rules to follow, and they must be followed, and if they're not, then there's consequences to pay. I mean, it's not that difficult. It's really not that difficult. I mean, you don't see me breaking any rules.
We've got Odom's Homestead just came in.
We do.
Good-
We have
Good
Odom's
to see you,
Homestead.
Odom's Homestead. Good to see you.
Nice to see you, Odom's. He's all the way in Alaska, joining us.
No, he's not in Alaska. He's in Tennessee.
Oh, is he? So who's the one from Alaska?
We got GT Homestead.
Oh, JT. Yeah, that's the one. I'm
GT,
sorry,
I'm
Odom.
sure
I
you-
apologize. I mismatched you with JT from Alaska. Yes, Odom's. Yeah, Odom's.
Still
Yes.
waiting for a video from him. Odom's is
He's
one
from
of my
Georgia. You said
he's
Georgia,
from
right?
Tennessee.
Tennessee,
He's one of my
Georgia.
hillbilly brothers from
He's a
Tennessee.
hillbilly. How about he's a redneck? Let's
And I
leave it
love
at
watching him. I love
he's
watching. No, he's a hillbilly. He's not a redneck. He's a
okay.
hillbilly.
He's a hillbilly. He's a redneck. He's everything but a Yankee. Thank God.
Yeah, love watching him.
But he is a great guy. He is a good guy.
He is a great guy. Yeah. Starts off a lot of his videos with a church hymnal song,
Yeah.
and so within our community, we do want to have fun, and most of us are adults, but we do have children, and we do have, we want to keep it clean-ish. Okay, I know everybody wants to have fun, and it's hard to herd a bunch of cats. I'm gonna ask all the cats to kind of herd themselves. Okay, just think about what you're putting out there, and let's not go too far deep, like into any debaucherous territory with our videos. We all like to have fun. Just let's don't take it too far if we haven't already.
we do like to have fun, and it's a great community. A lot of every community member that's at least here that I've seen understands the concept of fun and understands that we do like to have fun, and they know exactly what's happening here tonight, and it's good that they can have fun with it. We can
Yeah.
have fun with it, and at the end of the night, we can all move on and have fun with it. Uh, you know, some people choose to be very creative in their own way, and end up in the marshal's chamber. I guess you could say that's a kudos to them because they made an effort to be creative and wanted to, whether they knew it or not, whether they would end up here or not. But, their efforts doesn't go unnoticed, and that's what creates fun is when you notice or when I notice somebody's creativity and effort into, hey, I want to be noticed. Uh, okay, all right, if you want to be noticed, let's see your creativity. It's not that difficult. Let's see what you do. And some people are really good at it. Some people are better at it. Some people just don't even make an attempt, and then they wonder why, they're left behind. And it's like, well, how much did you participate? It's always comes down to the question where, me and Robert, we get asked a lot. It's like, oh, nobody paid attention to me in the community. It's like, well, how many videos did you make? Oh, I made 2 videos.
Yeah.
Okay, you made 2 videos, and you expected how much attention?
Yep. That's the thing. We made it easy.
I mean, it's not that difficult, folks.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you have this other channel that makes 40 videos, and they get a great response, and they're involved in the community. They're participating. They're involved. They're on the screen. They're upfront and personal. And then the person that puts 2 videos is like, well, how come that channel is getting more recognition than me? And it's like, well, I don't know, because I see them at 3 days a week, and I only see you once every 3 months. I don't know. It's not rocket science.
Yeah. In order we made it very simple, and really natural laws apply, especially for a community. When you are participating, you'll be noticed. And we took away the restrictions of or the requirements that you had to make certain videos, certain numbers, and all that. We took away a lot of stuff and made it simple. But your participation matters, and only the people that participate.
Look at what Kalen Strain is saying. Yeah, I mean, if you want to be noticed, if you want to be noticed on YouTube, and you want to be noticed within the community that you're in, that you joined, you need to participate. And the truth is, if you don't participate within the community, and it's not just in the community, it's also within the YouTube world, then I'm sorry, there's not really much that nor I, nor Robert, nor can the community do much to help you or your channel if you're not choosing to participate. I
Yeah.
mean, we don't, we even took the limitations of the videos you have to make. And to this day, we have members that were drafted and joined. They haven't put out a single video.
Yeah.
Not one. And
And
then they complain is, oh, why do I only have 10 subscribers? Why does nobody watch my videos? And it's like, when was the last time you put out a video? 5 months ago.
and when's the last time you commented on somebody else's?
Yeah, when was the last time you visited a fellow community member's channel and watched one of their videos and left a comment so they could actually say, huh, oh, I remember you. You were drafted in the global gardening community, weren't you? Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, those guys, seriously, those are the things that are emailed to me and to Robert, and certain channels are like, oh, nobody pays attention to us. Nobody. It's like, well, I'm sorry, but you don't make any videos. What do you want me to do? I can't go to your channel and watch the same video over and over and over and over and over. You don't make any new videos. You don't come to live streams. You don't go to other members' videos and comment. You don't support them. Why should they support you?
Yeah.
Why should they? Think about that. Why should they?
I always like to say that support goes out, support comes back. But
That's correct.
Our train of thought here is participation will be rewarded. People that don't participate will not be rewarded. If you help build the community, if you are there for your other community members, then we want to recognize you. And there's some names I see all over the place. They make videos and they are supporting other people. I want to say right now, Gardening Warrior Q is busting her butt all over the place for to show what it is to be a strong community member. She's making videos. She's helping the hashtag with her own videos. And she is out there supporting everyone. And I see it. I come back along. Some videos I hit right as soon as they come out. And then some I pick up a few days later, right? And I see who's commenting. I even see the people that are not in the community that are, flirting around with stuff. Okay. I see all that. And I pay close attention to who's out there supporting each other. That's what it's all about. Everybody's been invited to join a growing community. And we're going to reward those people that are participating fully. And as we go along through the season, that's going to come into play. So, it's
Robert, you are absolutely correct. And I appreciate you using Gardening Warrior Q as an example for what a community member does is not only support, but also the one thing that always nags me is when somebody emails me and complains like, oh, nobody's watching my videos. I can't get any support. Nobody's watching my videos. And I go to their channel, last video 5 months ago. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Robert, I have to go check the plumbing. Could you please answer Q's question, please?
Can you please tell everyone, I think this, what exactly counts as a video that can have the hashtags on them. There are some videos that the hashtag can be used for that aren't. Well, I've explained it on several videos. It's for anything gardening related that you're trying to teach people or whatever. All your gardening videos, the videos that basically everybody in our community is already making, those count. But we expanded it to include, you know, all the homesteading stuff, like your how do you take care of chickens? How do you treat a pig for this type of ailment? How do you do this or that? How do you harvest a particular thing, and then how do you cook it? You can make cooking videos, you can make baking videos, canning videos. All of that counts because it falls under the homesteading kind of thing. If you're doing it to maintain a homestead, you know, and it's some kind of skill, it's some kind of thing that people, you know, really need to see. If it's content that you're already making because you do that, it counts, right? So now there's some, whenever you look up the hashtag, let me speak on a couple of things here. When you do a search of the hashtag, there's going to be videos that come up, and these people are not with us, okay? So some of the people that show up, they're not in our community. And I don't want anybody to be out there supporting those people because that's taken away from our community. So be careful and know who's in our community. And I know I need to make a list of all the teams, up-to-date list. But need to be careful because there are pirates out there, people that are taking advantage of the hashtag. And because the hashtag is very powerful, it's going to pull up other people as well. It's not very specific to just what we do. And then the other thing I wanted to say was something along the lines of what he was saying. We get people that in the past, they said, well, nobody's watching my videos, okay? Or you're not noticing me or whatever. And they say, and here's the thing, with some people are watching a lot of the videos on YouTube TV and they say, well, I can't leave a comment, okay? Well, that's going to hurt you, okay? And anything like this and on YouTube, if you're a content creator and you're trying to build your channel and trying to be friends with people and offer support, if you're watching in some way that you cannot leave comments, that's what everybody is going by. They're looking at their comments section, and good night, Red Road Homestead. They're looking in their comments and seeing who is actually there, because our comments help each other. That's support, okay? So don't take that lightly. If you in your channel name is not seen leaving comments on other people's videos, it's going to have an effect on you. They say, well, who are you? You know, I don't ever see you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same way with us. Whenever I look through there and see who's commenting, you know, if I never see your name, well, you're not really taking part and you're not offering any support to all of our members. So keep that in mind. And it doesn't matter whether it's our community or that's a YouTube thing. Anywhere out there.
That's a rule of thumb on YouTube. That's a rule of thumb. If you want somebody to know, if you want the creator to know that you were there, whether you watch the whole thing or not, doesn't matter. If you want us to know that at least you clicked on the thumbnail and you watched 2 seconds of the video and you just left a comment and then you beat it, you left, at least it showed that you were there. at least it showed. Even though if you're only there for 5 seconds and you leave, it damages the video pretty drastically.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't
Well,
do
I'm
that.
not going to go there, but it
Yeah,
does
I'll go
ruin.
there. Don't do that. Don't be one of these hit and run commenters.
Yeah.
I actually had somebody that complained to me, somebody in our community that complained that they were getting the hit and run commenters. And I don't know who, but I don't know who they are, but they say they left a comment, but they could tell nobody was watching. Okay. So don't be one of those people. That's all I got to say. I've been preaching that for a long time. If you're going to show up, don't be a liar. Okay. Because that's what liars do. They run around and leave a little quick comment and they're gone. Maybe they hit 100 channels and 100 videos a day or 300, and they're offering fake support. And you don't want to build your channel and your success on that kind of activity. It's not going to go good for you. It's just be real. When you show up to help somebody, be real. I want everybody to benefit. And there can be a few people that will run around doing this to try to gather up as many people as they can to themselves and be selfish. And you don't want to do that. So again, but now I told them, I said, well, it's not just in our community. That is a YouTube wide problem. And so you're going to have those people out there. They'll leave a generic comment, and then they're gone, and you can see your retention being nothing. We want everybody in our community to fully support people, fully support one another. You'll notice I don't crank out a lot of videos. I'm not out there putting out 3 videos a week, 5 videos a week, 1 every day. That's not me. Okay. There are people that are doing that. They're building their channel in a good way, but when you show up on somebody's video and you're wanting them to think that you're there to support, do it. Actually support people. I'll go there every time. I like to give back full support, and because that's what I'm looking for. That's all I know.
Well, I did, Robert, you probably recall what I did years and years ago, about 5 years ago when I first started my channel and I started learning the algorithm of YouTube and all that stuff. And I did 3 shout outs for 3 different channels, that I hadn't questioned in my mind whether do they really support me? Do they really watch me? I'm not going to mention the channel names, but
Yeah.
I did a test video to see if do they really watch. And I started blabbing, opening of my video. First 2.5, 3 minutes went by. I was mentioning nobody. Then all of a sudden, I mentioned one of the channels and I was giving them a shout out, and boom, 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 boom. Then I continued on with, I was a garden tour. Then I continued on. About a minute later, I gave the second channel a shout out and I was talking about them. And then I continued on. About 2 minutes later, I give the third channel a shout out. And then I closed out the video, boom, boom. And it was only like a 9-minute video. Do you know that of those 3 people that I gave a shout out to, only one of them, only one actually watched the whole video all the way through, and it was the very last one I gave a shout out to, and that's the one I had the biggest question about. It's like, I'm gonna leave him. It was a guy. I'm gonna leave him to the end and see if he actually notices that I mentioned his name. And I didn't put at this person, none of that. They had no idea I was giving him a shout out. He's the only one that actually left a comment, and he was very surprised that I actually gave him a shout out. The other two, they no comment. They didn't even watch.
Hmm.
They didn't even watch.
Yeah, because there's so much of it, and it makes us cynical. Now let me back up.
But the thing is they say that they watch every single video I make from start to finish. And it's like, well, no, you don't. You didn't watch that video from start to finish. You watched the first minute or two, and guess what? You clicked off of it just before you got to see me mentioning your name.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen some very creative little things that people have done to find out if people are watching. Some very creative things. Now, hold on. I want to go back because I need to touch on two things, okay? Number one, number three things. Jandera Homestead, our Queen of Australia. That is a wonderful lady there. Miss Garwin just came in. She just came in, a wonderful supporter and a wonderful lady. Very proud to see you. Now, what I said earlier, okay, about I'm not out there putting out a bunch of videos, okay, and Always Gardening Prepping says what she does. And that's wonderful, okay? I didn't mean that. I think it's awesome. You put out your videos, put out one a day or whatever you can. I think it's fantastic. That is not where I was going with this. That's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, okay? What I was saying is I'm not out there, making videos. I don't make too many. Most of the videos I make are dedicated to our community. It's just a position I find myself in right now. But what I'm saying is I'm not out there making videos and putting them out there and then running around and commenting on 300 people's other videos every day, or 200 or 100. There's no possible way, that, y'all do you, okay? This is how I do me, and this is how I do y'all. Whenever I'm there, I show up, and I show up real. I'm just saying there's so much of that. Somebody had a class a long time ago that says, here's how you build your channel. You make the best videos that you can, and then you want to go out every day and hit as many channels as you can and hit their videos and say, hey, great video. I'm here to support. And then you leave and you go to the next one and the next one and the next one. And that's how you build your channel up fast, by screwing everybody over. Because what it does is you're damaging the performance of all these people's channels that you are claiming to be a friend to. And I know the names of people doing that. I know how they got their numbers up so high. And I was unaware of it. It hit me by surprise. I'm like, really? This goes on? Because it was told to me. And names were given, and I saw things. And I tested it myself. Okay? And it really bothered me. Okay? Really bothered me. And I'm like, okay, well, that's the way it is, and I got to get used to it. And okay, I'm fine with that. But you know what pushed me over the edge, okay? Because there was a way that you could find out who was really watching. And I learned how to do that. I was taught that. And there were 3 channels. There was one guy and 2 very sweet ladies. that were all of them to the point of tears and giving up and going to get rid of their channel. All right. Because believe it or not, I'm hated. Okay. There are people that hate me for my position of for people to show up real in each other's lives and showing up and being a friend to somebody. People hate me for that, right? The people that are out there doing this, they hate me. Okay. Now, the best thing you can do for somebody is to watch their video all the way through, leave them a thumbs up and a kind comment that relates to their video. That's what all the big YouTube creators are going to tell you. That's what you want on your video. All right. So that's what I do. But these people, they were talking to me about it. And this was long ago, relatively speaking. But these ladies, they were going to quit. And I mean, I'm telling you, they were crying. They were crying to me on the phone. And I would encourage them. And it's like, please don't quit. Don't give up. Just keep going. She said, but you don't understand. I've been supporting these people. I watch everything that they do, and I watch it all the way through. I'm there for their live streams. And then they come over and they leave a comment, and I'm seeing my retention, and there's nothing there. There's no watch time there. And so they've lied to me. And these are people that needed friends. They actually started their channel to reach out and become friends with people. And that bothered me. These ladies, it broke my heart. Okay. They needed friends, and they were taken advantage of by bigger channels and people that were just building their channel up off of people that were like that. And it really broke my heart. And so I went out there and made a video to teach people how to do that. And as soon as I did that, and I was warned against it, so people gonna hate you, and they did. And I made myself a lot of enemies out there, and that's okay. To hell with it. If I've got to have enemies because I'm doing the right thing, well, then so be it. Things will come out in the wash. So that's why I implore so many people, please don't play that game. When you're out there showing support for one another, if your name goes on their video saying that you've watched it, you be there for them. That's all I've got to say. Take care of each other. And notice I don't have a bunch of videos that I'm saying, to come to me, right? That's not what I'm doing this for. I'm doing this for y'all. I'm doing this for the greater good. I'm telling people that, for y'all to take care of one another. So that's all. That's all. I'm gonna jump down off my soapbox. You got to go. Well, Jandera, you just got here, but okay.
Yeah.
Jandera,
Jandera, thank you. I'm really surprised you came to my channel. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, Robert, I totally agree. It's like
she's got a lot on her, brother. She has got a lot.
I'm aware. Yeah. I know.
And if you don't know her, if you don't know Jandera Homestead in Garowin, the sweet lady that she is, please find her. Let me. I don't know. Most people in here probably have her. I'm going to go ahead and share her link.
I mean, it's Robert. While you share Jandera's link, I'm also going to say, when I put out a Marshall's video, I would advise that anybody that's been following my channel for a long time, you should probably, if you feel that there's certain words that your children shouldn't listen to, you probably shouldn't be watching my video, the Marshall video, with your children, to where then you find it offensive that your innocent children had to listen to it because you, as the adult, uh, knew exactly what you were about to watch, but yet your children decided to watch it along with you and you let them. Maybe
Yeah,
you
we
shouldn't do that.
yeah,
I'm
we
just
do.
saying, as a parent, if I was watching one of Robert's videos and I was familiar with this channel and I knew that he was about to do something, I would, and if I felt it was wrong and I didn't want my children to watch it, I would tell my children, or I would say, I'll watch this at a later time by myself so my children don't get to watch this. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But then again, that's just me. I'm that responsible. Anyway, Robert, what were you saying?
I think I've said enough. You know, when an old guy gets on there and starts preaching, everybody's like, "Oh, it's boring. I'm leaving." I think I'd cause like 6 people to shift it into
No,
high
it's
gear.
okay.
Out here.
No, Robert, don't blame
No.
people for going. I mean, we've been on for 2 hours and a half. I mean,
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, it has been a long kind of thing. My butt's kind of getting welded to this stool here.
Yeah, well, why don't you go stretch your buttocks? Oh, I hope there was no children watching this because I said the word buttocks. Oh,
Brother. Now,
I am
you
so sorry. I apologize. My Lord. Oh, my Lord. I apologize. I used the word buttocks. I hope I didn't offend any children, especially Ragnarok Prepper. I know you have a whole football team. I hope none of your children are watching because I just said the word buttocks. Okay, guys. So Robert, you want to leave? Yeah, we're gonna end this tonight. And once again, I appreciate every single one of you for coming out and spending 2.5 hours with me and Robert, and also with the community. Once again, TN Bushcrafter, I appreciate your participation here. Ragnarok Prepper, Old Ways Gardening and Prepping, I appreciate you showing up. And Gardening Warrior Q and Homestead Aquarius, of course. And Barry, I certainly thank you for your participation. So many people have left. Jandera Homestead, thank you for coming by. I hope I didn't offend you within the 5 minutes that you were here, but I certainly hope I didn't offend you, sweetheart. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. That might offend certain people that I said sweetheart. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to say that. Gardening Warrior Q, I already said that. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to end this. I thought it was a very successful Janice, where to begin homestead.
Yeah,
Thank
some
you.
folks are asking who's live. Sorry.
I don't know who's live. Once I get off here, I am going to fix a major leak in the bathroom. I got a major plumbing leak in the bathroom I need to fix. And then I will get back to my computer and I'll see who's going live. I have no idea. But
Gardner
whoever
Josh is going live. He's
is he going live?
Yeah,
Okay,
Gardner
then.
Josh. Yeah.
Then I will go and support Gardner Josh. He is a fantastic guy there in Oklahoma. with all of his little petty goats there.
We're gonna get to see
We'll go
his feet, John.
Is it one of those lives where he's just gonna show us his feet?
I don't know. I don't know, but there will be feet involved, I'm sure.
Well, I'll stop by anyway. But I mean, if he thinks for 1 second that I'm gonna go to his live stream and watch his feet for an hour and a half, 2 hours, he's got another thing coming. I'm sorry.
Okay, John. Hey, it's been fun. I hope everybody had fun, and hope we didn't offend too many people too bad.
Well,
You know.
I think I did. I said the word buttocks, and
Yeah, you need to clean up, John.
yeah, I
Now-
know, I know. My language, it's terrible. It's terrible.
In all fairness, you have used some stronger next level words, okay? And I'm going to counsel you on that further, okay? But not here. But anyhow,
Okay.
I'm going to jump down.
Thank you, Robert. I appreciate your participation and your cooperation for this matter that had to be handled today urgently. So we will talk in the future real soon.
Yeah, y'all be good.
Okay. All right, guys. So that's going to bring it to an end. And I hope everyone found it entertaining and certainly that no one took offense to anything that was said here. With, you know, this is a global gardening and homesteading community entertainment segment where I try to do the best that I can to entertain you, and you guys entertain yourselves. And a lot of you are great participants in the community. You work really hard to involve yourselves within the community, which is much, much appreciated, because without you guys, this would not be a community. And that's important for you guys to understand, is in order for us to work together as a community, we need participation from everybody. And everyone that was here tonight participating, you know, whether they got penalized or they got suspended, it doesn't matter. It means that they were participants in one way, shape, or another. And that's important because, I mean, you guys have to also think that we're taking the time, you know, of our, you know, Saturday night, you know, to simply come here and give Cindy Squirrel Off Grid a really good shout out. And I hope that you guys go over to and check out Cindy Squirrel Off Grid and support her channel because she is a great community member and she could really use your support in her suffering times at this moment, as well as Bushcraft Family, the striker. He's been around for quite a while, and he's well known by a lot of folks throughout the YouTube community, not just the global gardening community. But he is a great, fantastic human being. And if you're not familiar with him, well, hopefully tonight you are familiar with him, and definitely go look up Bushcraft Family on YouTube and Cindy Squirrel Off Grid, and go meet up with them, tell them hello, watch their videos, give them a thumbs up, subscribe to their channel, and let's continue having fun growing our vegetables. It's not that difficult, folks. It's all about having fun. And, you know, we can have fun as a community as long as we have a good sense of humor about ourselves. You know, and the best way to have a good sense of humor is to don't take everything so personally. You know, I can bet you that Cindy Squirrel Off Grid was absolutely tickled that I did this for her tonight. And it's because she deserves it. She's a really, really good woman. I mean, I shouldn't be. Oh God, I think I'm saying too much. Never mind. Never mind. I said anything like that. But well, see, I'm talking too much. See, look, Cindy. Oh God, I gotta retract that. How do I do it? Uh, yeah, Cindy. I've had too much caffeine tonight. I'm having like this caffeine seizure where I don't know what the hell came over me, where you need to behave. And I hope tonight straightened you out. Do you understand me, Cindy? Okay, good. Anyway, guys, we're gonna end it here. And once again, I appreciate every single one of you that came through. And you, sir, you stay on the lookout because your agenda is coming up really soon. All right, guys, good night and thank you. How do I click off the stupid thing? End broadcast. And Cindy Squirrel, have a good night.